It's a new year, and that can only mean one thing: new beginnings. And if you're like me, you're feeling more confident than ever, you're trying to be healthy, you're eating healthy, you probably stopped drinking, and you've decided that this is the year that you are going to achieve all of the goals that you wanted over the past 2 or 3 years. And this is your year to go all out on YouTube and to become a full-time creator. Does that sound like you? Because that's what I was like a couple of years ago. So I want to show you in the next 10 minutes the things you need to know about being a content creator and how you can stop consuming and just start making videos. And I know what you're thinking. Why should you listen to me? It was only 3 years ago I started on YouTube with no experience, no knowledge, no idea how to build a business, and no clue how content creation even worked. Fast forward to today, and I've built a sustainable business on this platform, worked with some of my dream brands, and created a life and an income that I didn't think was even possible. And I've done that with a wife and 2 kids, and up until recently a full-time job. So if I can do it, you definitely can too, and that's exactly what I want to help you do. But there are some things you need to realize first, and I want to help you understand these things so you can stop consuming and just start creating, so that you can learn to monetize your passion of making videos. The first thing you need to realize is it is not easy. It's not simple. It's not easy. Not everyone can do it. And when you hear those things, it really is frustrating, because YouTube, it looks easy to the outside world, but it's not until you get started on it you realize how much of a massive learning curve it actually is. And there's this thing that Alex Hormozi talks about in business, but it works perfectly well for YouTube, that's called the roller coaster effect. And it essentially is what it is, the YouTube roller coaster, where you start off with what's called uninformed optimism. And uninformed optimism means you look at all these big creators that are getting millions of views, traveling the world, getting to work with their dream brands, and you think, oh my God, I want to do that. That looks amazing. That looks super simple. All I've got to do is make videos, the brands will flood to me, and I'll start making millions of dollars. And then you start making videos, and then you realize you don't know how to make videos, not properly anyway. So then you have to learn, and then you spend hours learning how to make videos, and then you realize, damn, this is actually really difficult. And then you make the video after hours of filming and editing, which is another thing you got to learn, editing, which is another difficult thing to learn. And then once you've learned that, you then upload the video and it gets 10 views. And all of a sudden, you're like, what on earth is that? What on earth has happened? Where's my millions of views and the brands coming through the door? So then you hit the next stage, which is informed pessimism, which basically means you know how hard it's going to be, you know how difficult it's going to be, and you just decide to continue anyway. And then the slope goes downhill. And then you hit what's called the valley of despair. Now, most YouTubers quit between this point of informed pessimism and the valley of despair, but if you keep pushing through it, then you will come out the other side and it will work. Now, how long that's going to take depends on every single person, because every creator's journey is different. And that brings me on to the second point, and that is this requires investment in time and in money. So when you're going to get started making YouTube videos, you need to learn how to use camera gear, how to use microphones, what equipment you actually need to get started on YouTube. Because let's be honest, you can start getting filming on your phone, but the barrier of entry for YouTube is so high now, the production value across the platform is so high with professional cameras, microphones, studio setups, that you do need to elevate your production value in order to stand out on the platform and to be taken a little bit seriously. Now, there are cases out there like Sam Sulek, who just films everything on his mobile phone and gets millions of views, but for the most part, it's worth investing in a good camera, good audio, good lighting, because it's going to be a long-term investment that you can just set up, start recording, and everything is just going to look better and just look more professional if you want to be taken more seriously. So that's going to be the money investment. You're going to have to buy cameras, microphones, everything else, but also the time investment. It's not just money. You're going to have to spend time learning how to use this stuff, learning how to use camera gear, learning how to optimize your audio properly, do editing. Editing is something that took me a long time to do, and learn storytelling, learn how to capture your audience. There's so many different things that you need to learn, but it is worth it to do. But remember what I said earlier, you don't want to be consumed by learning. You want to sort of learn as you go, because you will reach this perfection status where you want everything to be perfect before you film your first video. And all that is procrastination. All that is you thinking, I must learn how to use camera like a professional filmmaker. I must learn how to edit like a professional filmmaker. I must learn the ins and outs of audio like a proper engineer. I must have my studio looking exactly right before I make that first video and then upload it. But to be honest, the first video is always going to suck. I look back at my first video and I think it's terrible. I look back at videos from 6 months ago and I think they're terrible, because I'm always learning and evolving and trying to get better and trying new things. Some things work, some things don't, but you've always got to try and evolve and try and do things differently. So the idea is to learn and then implement, learn, then implement. Don't just be consumed by learning, which brings me on to step 3. You must make sacrifices. You are going to have to sacrifice your Netflix time, your video game time, your friends and family time if you want to be serious at this, if you want to make it a success. I spent weeks and weeks just locked in this studio, either building it or learning or filming and editing and uploading, just to try and get as much content out as possible. And it all consumed me, to be totally honest. But you do have to make some sacrifices if you're going to make this a success. There's no point saying I'm going to allocate an hour on a weekend to make a YouTube video, because that's not taking it seriously. That is fine if you want to be a hobbyist and do it as a hobby, but if you want to take it seriously, you need to make sacrifices and think, no, tonight is the night that I'm going to lock in and just get as much done as I possibly can. But that takes me nicely onto step 4, which is you do need to have balance. Now, as I said previously, I was all consumed by YouTube and uploading and filming and editing just constantly, one after the other. And I had to learn that I needed balance in my life because I wasn't seeing my family. I was locked in this room. I told my wife, do not disturb me. You handle the kids. But then I wasn't spending time with my kids. I wasn't doing anything with them. So I eventually learned that I need to have that balance in life. So now I have sort of 2 days a week that in the evening, I just crack on with content and get as much done as I can. And I will sort of plan as much as I can on a Sunday afternoon. And then I will have like a Monday and maybe a Wednesday of making that content in the evening and just crack on with it. And the rest of the time is family time. But don't get me wrong, it does have seasons. Like CES week is a very busy week. If I have deadlines for brand deals and clients, then I have to obviously crack on with that. So it does come in ebbs and flows a little bit, but for the most part, you need to have some sort of loose routine that you try and stick to try and have the balance, because you need to treat YouTube like a business if you want to do it seriously. Now, this takes me to step 5, and it's the most important part, which is you must enjoy it. If your only goal is that I see all these big creators on YouTube and it looks like fun, it looks like I could upload a few videos and make millions of dollars and work with dream brands and travel the world, and then you do it and you hate it, then it's not going to work. You're going to quit a lot earlier. You need to have a passion for it. You need to have that drive, that ambition to make it a success, because if you don't, then it won't work. And you need to have that fundamental why. What is your reason for making it a success? For me, it's about building a legacy. Well, kind of, it's 2-part. For me, the first part is I enjoy it. I genuinely enjoy making YouTube videos. I genuinely enjoy making content that helps people to try and get better, whether that's about camera gear, the latest cameras and tech and studio gear and audio gear and whatever it is. I just make videos on tech that I enjoy to try and share that knowledge with people and help people to make a good decision around tech and building a studio and stuff like that. But I also enjoy it. I genuinely enjoy making YouTube videos. But then the second part is that I want to build a lasting legacy for my family. I want to build a business, a sustainable business that can give me and my family the life that I think we deserve and let us travel and have holidays and stuff like that. But also something that hopefully one day my kids can step into and take over and they can run it. So that's my why, but you need to figure out what yours is. Because if you don't have that and you're just doing it because you think it's going to make money, then you're ultimately going to end up quitting. So you need to figure that out. So I hope all of that made sense, because those are the lessons that I've learned over the past 3 years on YouTube. And I hope that it's going to help you to start making videos and monetizing your passion, which is what we're ultimately all here to do. Now, here's what I want you to do right now. I want you to turn off YouTube, to get rid of the platform, to close your browser down. And I want you to turn off YouTube and turn on your camera. And I want you to just talk about something. Talk about something you're passionate about. Talk about something in your niche. Talk about something in your area of expertise and something that you think is going to be of value to your audience. And just film it and just upload it. Whether you're happy with it or not, just upload it. Whether it takes you 1 take or 2, or you do 1 continuous take, then you edit it and cut out all the dross that's in it and the waffle. I want you to just film it, edit it, and upload it. And I want you to do it now. Because if you don't, all you will do is continue consuming and not end up creating anything. So I want you to stop consuming and start creating. Now, I hope this video was useful. If you are interested in monetizing your passion on YouTube, then please click the link in the description below to join the waitlist for something that I've got coming out that's going to help you to just achieve all your goals a lot faster. So if that interests you, then please click the link in the description below, and I'll see you on the other side. But otherwise, leave a comment below with what you've learned from this video, what your goals are for the next year, and I'll see you in the next one.